Welcome Sagittarius to your in-depth monthly forecast for August 2024 for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. I'm going to share the event chart right at the start of the month shortly on screen. But before I do, I just want to tell you about a very special opportunity. If you order your unique personal horoscope for year 2025 now, I'll give you the rest of year 2024 free, plus you'll get 30% off and also your life roadmap report. Please see the link beneath this video so you can check this out. If you know your tropical astrology really well, why not check out my draconic version? Same offer, the rest of this year free, all of 25, plus your draconic character analysis, and also 30% off. On the screen now, I'm showing your event chart right at the start of the month. There's a lot of exciting news to share with you, not least if we consider your ruler Jupiter, which starts the month in the part of your situation to do with relating, but very close to Mars, and they are going to meet exactly on the 14th. So you have an opportunity this month to use the enthusiasm of your ruler, but also the thrust of Mars to interact with others in a very self-confident way. Brilliant for setting your boundaries, but if there is someone you want to reach out to professionally, or there's someone that you're drawn to romantically, that combination is very powerful. But right at the start of the month, ironically, Jupiter is checked by the more restrictive energies of Saturn. So as much as you may want to make some kind of dynamic move, what's going on in your home situation could still at some way or at some level be constraining you. Perhaps it's just your particular circumstances at the moment where you're living, the demands of others who rely upon you. But also as the month begins, the Sun is in your sister fire sign of Leo, which it rules, and is forging a fantastic alliance with the North Node, but also with Mars, like Jupiter in your sector of relating. So if there is somebody that you're finding inspirational, whether it's a friend you want to travel with, whether it's a topic that you share an interest with someone else that you can collaborate on, a joint business venture, or it is that romantic situation, despite the fact that Saturn is going to bring some limitation this month in some ways, it doesn't mean to say that there's not still progress to be had, because the angle between the Sun and Mars alone is super dynamic. The Sun is at the heart of all our existences, but Mars is very much about thrust, its desire that can go with that part of your nature which loves to be expansive, adventurous and independent. But if you can be independent yet also open to collaborations, I think that's going to be a big part of your secret this month. But also your ruler Jupiter forges from the 3rd through to the 11th an amazing link with the Sun, one of the most fortunate aspects in astrology, a sextile. And this is going to become exact on the 9th, but particularly influentially, it links into the Leo new moon of the 4th. That provides a wonderful thrust of background energy for the following month, which is very much to do with revitalizing your situation. It could mean that something that has felt a bit stuck can be refreshed by taking a different approach. It may be that you want to get away from some of the demands that have been so powerful of late. But it certainly is going to give you a lot of extra vitality. And because Uranus, the planet of change, has been causing some stress around your health and your worldly routines for some years now. In fact, it does forge a right angle with Venus right at the start of this month, which could again mean that some kind of obligational responsibility could at first seem to be inhibiting you from doing what you really want to pursue. But if change is in the air, Sagittarius, don't be surprised if it is around your work as much as your personal interests or even your romantic situation. And this is going to become much more obvious from the 5th, because Venus climbs into the most visible part of your situation. Although Venus in Virgo is in its fall, so it's not its best location technically, for you it gives you the opportunity to use a lot of diplomacy and people skills in terms of pursuing your worldly interactions. But on the same day, Mercury, the planet of communication, also in Virgo, goes into a retrograde. Perhaps the inference of the combination of these two, which come together on the 8th, is that there is a rethink that's needed. It could be around your goals and ambitions. It could be that by thinking about things again, perhaps in a more precise way, which that Virgo energy can help you with, the changes that you've been yearning for actually could be more practical than just in terms of wanting more personal freedom. So try to work with the retrograde, because the retrograde is going to see Mercury inverse back into your sister fire sign of Leo by the 15th. But it can bring some rewards if you're accepting of the lessons. Because what Mercury can do, of course, in its retrograde is slow everything down, which can cause a lot of frustrations. So if you're waiting to hear about an application, or whether someone will want to go forwards with you, it could prove to be a bit of a nail-biting time. But you can also use this time to re-examine what some of your previous goals were, because Mercury retrogrades are a great opportunity to recalibrate our approach. And because of that hugely dynamic link between Mars and Jupiter, if you keep the enthusiasm and the passion going from the 8th through to the 20th, someone's going to become much more aware of you. The complexity as this month goes on, however, is that as Mercury is in its retrograde, it does come back into an opposition with Neptune. And as Venus steps forwards, it goes into an opposition with Saturn. So worldly demands could in some ways be affected or influenced by some of your more emotional needs and considerations. The great news is that by the 19th, there's a terrific Mercury cazimi, and some new information can really provide the solution to what you've been grappling with. The full moon, which occurs in the sign of Aquarius, which like yours is very much a freedom lover, on the 19th can see a major conversation occur over the following 2 weeks, and it could lead to a surprise offer or opportunity around your professional situation. But you may need to make a snap decision in order to capitalize on this. Be open to the opportunity, because on the 22nd, a lot of extra attention, acclaim and recognition can start to come your way as the sun climbs to the top of your chart too. But on the 28th, Mercury goes direct, and it all can start falling into place. For sure, it doesn't come out of its post-retrograde shadow until next month, but the arrival of Venus in its home sign of Libra on the 29th, forging an absolutely glorious link to Pluto for the first time in our lifetimes, but for you, suggesting that your connections as this month come to a close, whether they're professional or personal, can really clarify in a very important and very reassuring way. So as much as you burst into this month in fine form with very much a desire to shake things up and in some way shake off some of the limitations and restrictions that have been so evident of late, you may still need to work through them, and that need for freedom might actually really be a need for a change, particularly around your professional situation. It's been a real pleasure being with you. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. About 50% of people who watch my videos are not subscribers. Please help the channel to grow by clicking that sub button and also that bell notification symbol. And please check out that special offer below.